Good morning, bright and early for this Deakin University Match of the Round. It's a Division 4 preliminary final between the Mitcham Tigers and the Coldstream Cougars here at H.E Parker Reserve. Two of the heavyweights of Division 4. Mitcham spent a large portion of the season on top of the ladder, but they were leapfrogged in the final round by the eventual minor premiers in Muralbark, who await one of these two teams in the grand final. My name is Dylan Smith, and I'm joined today by Trent Callan. Trent, you've had a long hiatus from the league. You've come back today. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, no, feeling good. Super pumped. Had this one sort of penciled in for a while. Coming up to the Coldstream game, obviously I filled in for their reserves and seniors and whatever. But that's not important today. I'm just, stoked to be here.
Yeah, nice one, mate. We actually have the coach of the Mitcham Footy Club in Jess Grace. Jess, have we got you there?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, thanks. Good to have you here. How are the girls feeling before this one? It's obviously your second final. You come off the Fair Park win last week. How's the week been? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been a really good week. They've had a good week on the track. They're all very excited, a few nerves, which is always normal. And, you know, we've just said embrace the nerves. It's finals footy. It's pretty exciting to be able to be here.
You got them in that earlier game in round 5. How do you think you sort of structured that up, and how did you get the win in that one so convincingly?
I think, you know, round 5 was a fair while away, but I think, you know, we've got that speed. We've got a bit of diversity through the side in the way we play. So being able to bring that and all the different sides to it, you know, we were able to run over the top of them. But as I said, round 5 was a while ago, so it could be a different game again today.
Yeah, we often speak about the growth here in women's football. What have you sort of noticed in that department?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I started playing about 8 or 9 years ago. So from then to now watching these girls run around, it's a completely different sport. I think, you know, the skill levels there, they're all hidden targets now, and it's just really good to be able to watch the flow of footy and how that has developed.
Yeah, and this is your first season coaching. What's it been like? Has it been everything you've sort of expected, or...?
And a little bit more, maybe. I think, you know, you never really know what to expect heading into a new season, and I've never had the opportunity to coach seniors before, so stepping into it was always going to be a little bit different. I've always had the juniors, so it's been really exciting. The girls have, you know, really backed me and supported, you know, obviously a younger female coach coming in, and it's been really good to be able to help them develop.
How's the facet been of having to watch from the sidelines and not being able to get involved yourself? Obviously, you played last year. Has that been challenging?
Absolutely, it has. It's killed me. Yeah, it's definitely difficult, but it's exciting to be able to watch it from a different point of view and be able to still give my input and help the girls as much as I possibly can from the sideline.
I wanted to talk about that round 5 match again against Coldstream. One of your best that day was Olivia Skerry. She won't be available today.
No, she's off living it up in Vietnam at the moment.
Oh, good for her. Yeah,
Bit of a change up from the Europe Insta stories that I'm flicking through at the moment.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right, Jess, we'll let you get back to it. You've got a big game today, so thanks for coming on.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
That. It's good to hear from Coach Jess Grace there, her first season as coach for Mitcham.
Absolutely, yeah. So how do you see this one? We're going to have the coach at Coldstream come and join us shortly. How have you seen these two teams sort of progress through the season yourself?
Would you want to get stuck in here? I think we might have Ben Gardner joining us in a second year and sort out the mics.
We got you there, Ben?
Yep.
How are you, Ben?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to this contest?
Yes, we are. It's high stakes today, so no more second chances. We're ready to get into it.
Yeah, perfect. What's the week like being on the track?
Really good. We've had a really positive week, so obviously coming off a loss against Muralbark last week, it can sometimes dampen the spirit a bit, but we've had a really positive week, and we're ready to get stuck in today, yeah.
Is it hard, so the week before, touching on that,
Yep.
Is it hard knowing that you've got that second chance, like that insurance? Do the girls maybe not attack the footy as hard? Is that something that you've noticed or not?
No, not really. I think whenever you've got an opportunity to book your spot in the grand final, you're ready to give it your all. We had a really good second half last week where we really matched Muralbark. So, we're looking forward to today, yeah.
You tapped out at this stage of the season last year.
Yep.
How exciting is it for you guys to get another opportunity at that today?
Oh yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, obviously we want to go one step further than last year. To play off in a grand final would be a great reward for the girls for all their hard work. Not just this year, but over the past couple of years, we've come a long way. So yeah, it'd be a really good outcome if that was to be.
Is there a part of the ground, maybe certain players that you think where you can maybe get at Mitcham today?
I think around the stoppage and the contest, we pride ourselves. We're a really hard at the footy type team. So if we can really stamp our authority around stoppage, I think we can get them there if that's the way, hopefully.
Yeah, nice. Now,
Yep.
Mitcham's leading goal kicker, Georgia Fairbairn.
Yep.
Is there a role in place to sort of nullify her influence today?
Yeah, we've got Kate, who played on her last back in round 5, I think it was. She's played on her before, so and did quite an all right job. So yeah, we'll probably stick with that. Yeah.
And Madison Stark, she won't be taking the field today.
No, she's away. Booked a holiday before she decided to join our team. So unfortunately, we're without Maddie. She's had a great season. Hopefully she'll be back next week. So hopefully we can get through and she can play one more game for the year.
Yeah, you have been a high scoring team this year. Is that going to be a big hit, sort of not having that forward power there?
I think so. Maddie's obviously had a great year around goals. She's kicked quite a few of our goals. But yeah, we've also got the likes of Abby and Maddie's sister Sophie as well, who have also contributed a lot with the goals this year. So I think Maddie, our last game against Wanturna, I don't think Maddie got any goals. So we've got the ability for other girls to step up. So hopefully we can do that today.
All right, Ben, we'll let you get back to it.
No
Enjoy
worries.
the day and good luck out there.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. Take that off, yeah.
So it is,
Too easy.
just looking out on the field, it is quite wet out there. Throwing one to you, Trent. How or who do you think the conditions will suit with it being a little bit damp underfoot?
Well, I know Coldstream, you mentioned that they played the semi-final, I think, last year, heading into the prelim. That was a wet day out at Sylvan. I think they did knock off Mitcham that day. So conditions, might be in favour of Coldstream. They probably prefer the wet a little bit more. Obviously, that part of the world does get a bit of rain. So, we'll see how they go today.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely could be used to it. I did check a bit of the Mitcham-Mooroolbark game, which was the final round of the season match of the round clash. And that day, Mooroolbark, they had some bigger bodies around the contest and seemed to get on top in that area. Is that an area you think Coldstream could also excel at?
Yeah, no doubt. I think we heard it first from Ben Gardner there. He said the game would be won or lost in the stoppage, and I think the middle of the ground battle would be high priority today for Coldstream.
Absolutely. I also wanted to touch on the fact we saw that Mitcham this season, they were on top for large portions of it, and coming into that final round, they lost to Mooroolbark and dropped to 3rd position. They've then consequently come off the win against H.E Parker, whereas Coldstream have had that loss to Mooroolbark. Do you think it's better to, in this situation, do you think it's better to finish 3rd and come off a win, or do you think it's better to finish in that top 2 and have gone up against Mooroolbark and tested yourself?
Yeah, might I don't know. We'll probably find out. Time will tell, won't we?
Yeah,
but I think maybe that reality check, probably that hunger of losing last week probably might mean they dig a little deeper today in search for that grand final berth. But I think winning form's good form, and Mitcham carrying that in will certainly help today.
We'll just head around to some of the other divisions for some games today. So in Premier Division, we do have a preliminary final matchup with South Croydon, who finished 2nd on the table, but have been in some sort of indifferent form. They will be taking on the SBL Wolves, who finished 3rd for the season. Any tips from you on that one, Trent?
I think South Croydon will get the job done there over at H.E Reserve.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. They sort of some back half of the season form that wasn't great, but and the SBL Wolves have hit some form, but if you look at their matchups this season, South Croydon have won both of those. Heading into Division 1, which is the preliminary final between Boronia and Park Orchards. Got a tip for that one?
Yeah, that'll be played here at H.E as well. So we'll see how the ground fares across the afternoon. But yeah, Boronia, Park Orchards, I don't know. That's probably a flip of the coin at the moment for me.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Boronia played off last week in the match of the round against the Basin. They were probably favourites going into that one, and really tough contest, but the Basin ended up getting them. But I was quite impressed with Boronia, so my tip there would be with them. Heading into second division, Surrey Park come off a loss against the East Ringwood Kangaroos. They'll go up against the Waverley Blues, who are their first season back in the EFNL for the women's team. Tip there, Trent?
I've got a cousin playing in that game for Waverley Blues, so might have to lean towards the latter, yeah.
Excellent. Who is that?
Charlie Nagel.
Right. Shout out there.
Yeah.
And the final game is the Division 3 South Croydon versus the SBL Wolves at Quamby Reserve. Who have we got for that one?
Is that the same game?
It's the same matchup.
Same matchup, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So the first team there in Premier Division.
Okay.
South Croydon and SBL Wolves, and also in third division there.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, sorry about that. South Croydon probably, again, all edge clear there, in my opinion.
Excellent. As we're getting ready for this one, as I said, two of the heavyweights of Division 4 here, with Mitcham being well credentialed. We'll take a look at that round 5 clash that they had. Mitcham won that game 5 goals, 10-40 to 1 goal, 3-9. The goal kickers on that day, Neve Coughlin 2, Georgia Fairbairn, Ruby Jory Wright with a single. The best players, Roskioli, Holloway, Scary, as mentioned, who will miss this contest today, Squillis, Ackers, and Jory Wright in the best players. For Coldstream, it was Madison Stark, who will also miss this contest. And the best players, it was Bowden, Largaway, Allen, Street, Rate, and Moat Glider there for Coldstream.
And just noting there that Mitcham, 5 goals, 10, so inaccuracy probably cost him a little bit of percentage there. But yeah, if they kick accurately today, could be danger signs for Coldstream.
There is a big discrepancy too between the two teams as far as the scoring power goes. With Coldstream, I think they've piled on about 650 points for the season to Mitcham just to 400. So, you know, looking at that, on the other hand, Mitcham do have a better defensive record. Who do you think that sort of suits heading into this one, Trent?
Yeah, well, obviously we keep touching on the Stark out. That's massive for Coldstream, and will certainly help Mitcham. Their back 6, but looking at the Coldstream goal kickers, they've got 3 in the top 10, and that's not including Stark. So she's obviously top of the cream on that one with 21 for the year. So they got Bruin, Bartlett, and Micklerath all there. It's a 3-pronged attack for the Cougars. So yeah, we'll see how they go.
Indeed. I think it's definitely going to be a hotly contested game, this one. Both teams definitely, I think, are suited to the conditions. A couple of new players in there as well for Coldstream with Sophie Stark and Abby Bruin. You got any info on them, Trent?
What's that, sorry?
Just on a couple of new players that have come to Coldstream in Abby Bruin and Sophie Stark.
Yeah, Sophie Stark. So would that be the sister of Maddie there, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't got too much information on those two in terms of positions or anything. But yeah, I think Sophie Stark, the captain there, and new to the club. So yeah, they've obviously appointed her quick smart. So yeah.
Indeed. And we'll just jump to a break, and shortly after this we'll come back with the contest at 10 o'clock. It's Coldstream taking on Mitcham in a women's preliminary final match of the round. Welcome back to this Deakin University Women's Match of the Round. It's a preliminary final between the Mitcham Tigers and the Coldstream Cougars. I'm Dylan Smith. I'm joined by Trent Callan. We are back, and this contest is going to come underway in about 5 minutes. We've got both teams out on the ground just doing some warm-ups. We've spoken to the coaches, and I'm super excited for this one, Trent.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Yeah, hearing from the coaches and everything. It's the first week of, or it's the last week of, sorry, they played finals last week, but yeah, the prelim today, I'm excited.
It feels a bit bigger, this one, doesn't it, compared to the last finals? Obviously for Coldstream, they had that second chance going up against the Mustangs. It was a do or die for Mitcham, but it just feels like this one's a bit bigger.
Yeah, this is sudden death now. No turning back. Yeah, big dance is on the cards.
We might just head down boundary side. We've got Kate Green down there. Can you give us a bit of a conditions update and how it's feeling down there, Kate?
The ground's heavy, if that's a term for it. I just really hope all the players have got grippo because they're going to need it. It's just really heavy, dull, not really ideal for bouncing football.
And how's the atmosphere feeling down there? We got much of a crowd forming yet?
They're mostly in front of H.E Parker Grandstand. There's a few, well, not that many along the fence line, but I take it that'll change as soon as the game gets underway.
I'm sure it will gather down there at H.E Parker. We had a very good crowd in last week for the Division 1 match of the round. And Trent, you've played a bit of footy yourself, so let's talk about it. How are you feeling going into a game like this? It's obviously finals, it's do or die. Are you more nervous? How's the week? How's all the build-up and that sort of thing?
Yeah, the build-up would have been massive. Obviously, Coldstream flying the flag for their club with the reserves and seniors not playing finals. So, yeah, they're running solo at the moment. They would have trained on the ground by themselves throughout the week on the Tuesday, Thursday. So, yeah, there'd be certainly nerves, but whoever settles first will go a long way to winning this thing.
And we mentioned those outs in the pre-game earlier. We spoke to the coaches about it. Coldstream are going to be missing their major goal kicker in Madison Stark. For Mitcham, they've got Olivia Skerry out of that midfield. And one of their rucks, Hannah Lynette, who has been missing for a large portion of the season. So they will be used to not having her. Skerry is a bigger one there. But who do you think those outs probably hurt more?
Yeah, I think the scoring avenue with Maddie Stark is probably a bigger out for Coldstream there. 21 goals against her name. We keep mentioning it. Yeah, that'll prove important today.
As the teams just get into their huddles down here, the umpires, they're shaking hands with the coaches, and it really is a good day for footy. It's a little bit wet underfoot, as Kate mentioned. It's a heavy ground, but all in all, this ground at H.E Parker, it does look in fantastic condition, Trent. Yeah,
it holds up in good nick. They've got sort of three games to follow this one, I think, so it'll certainly test the surfaces out here, but yeah, couldn't be more happy with what I'm looking at the moment.
I mentioned that build-up earlier about finishing in the top two and coming off the loss versus coming off the win, and we spoke briefly about that. Who do you think that favours, with all the players now just heading to the centre circle? Who do you think that favours the most?
Yeah, I think Coldstream will just be hungrier after losing last week and coughing up that chance to be in the big dance as we go down to Kate boundary side.
I'm just about to ask Ben, Coach, his last message to the girls as we go into quarter one.
Well, yeah, it's a prelim final, and the final word was just fight. All right, no second chances today. We've got to fight for what we want. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
And I'll just quickly grab Jess. Hang on.
Kate's just heading down there, going to the other side of to the Tiger side of the benches.
Jess, just wondering what your final message was to the girls just before start of quarter one.
It's not very often that you get to play a final, so we need to go out there, play our game, and bring the intensity and the physicality early.
Thank you, Jess.
So we're underway at H.E Parker. It's Mitcham kicking to the right of screen, I believe. Georgia Fairbairn parked at the square there. Interesting one-on-one battle with her key defender as Coldstream win out. Getting boot to ball there was Sophie Stark, the captain, getting her hands on it early for the Cougars. It's wrapped up in tight, squirted out now back towards one of the three centre circles. The two number 29s track this footy down. Sophie Stark again on her hands and knees, flicks one out into more traffic. And wrapped up now, we'll have our first whistle of the day and a ball up, Dill.
As the umpire comes in, he balls it up. It's Lagaway Allen there who gets the hit out for Coldstream. She taps it down, but it's Mitcham's Ruscioli who picks it up off the ground, but she's pushed off it. The players just track it down. Mitcham player looks to be getting in front there. And we'll have another ball up, almost exactly where we started, inside that second centre circle. And quite contested so far. And I think we've got a free kick heading in the direction of Coldstream. I think that was a legged gesture
Boundary.
there. We'll head down to Kate.
It was kind of like indicating some kind of contact with the leg into the back of a player.
Indeed. As Coldstream go forward here, this time through Gray. In fact, it was McIlrath there. Looked at the wrong team sheet. And we'll have a free kick to Mitcham. So that inside 50 leads to nothing. Mitcham look to exit their defence. Coming out wide, here's Holloway. Gets a bad bounce, but in the end, it's collected by Brown. She'll do a little bit of evasive work, head inside. Can't get an effective handball away, although Holloway picks it up off the ground and she pumps it forward. Coughlin's there, she just smashes it. It's Dwyer, she overruns it. Here's Coldstream now, they flick a handball around, get a clearing kick into the centre. Here's Ruscaioli, she kicks. Can't find a target, it's picked up there by Jory Wright. And Coldstream eventually will come away. It's a shanky looking kick heading out towards the wing. The Coldstream player gets there first. This is Bowden. It bobbles around. Players are tracking it. The Mitcham player's on her heels there, handballed out. And it'll go across the line. And I think that will be either a ball up or a last touch. I'm not sure, Trent.
So it'll be a ball up, yeah. Right in front of us here. We've parked up on the grandstand at H.E Parker as the two rucks go at it again. Ball's on the deck now and it's not going anywhere. We'll have a consecutive ball up in the same spot for Lagaway Allen to get her palm down to it. She finds the opposing teammate in Ali Campbell, who's in a battle with Clawson. And Lagaway Allen turns tackler now. And another ball up deal.
It's a fascinating battle, this one between the two rucks, Jory Wright and Lagaway Allen, the two hyphens. As Lagaway Allen palms it down, she finds Rule, but she can't pick it up. And here go Mitcham, it's a big tackle. And that's holding the ball, free kick to Coldstream. They'll look to head inside 50. That was a big tackle there by Bowden. She's been excellent so far. She goes inside 50, a contest forms. Mitcham have the numbers. The Coldstream player does really well there. It's tracked down here by Payne. Stark's there. She looks to provide a helping hand. Bowden again. And this time it's a wrapped up. That's Payne in there at the centre. And we'll have another ball up just at half forward here for Coldstream. No score yet. 4 minutes gone. There's Bowden. Found another free kick here at halfback. I think it's going the way of Mitcham.
Boundary.
We'll head down to Kate.
It was holding the jumper.
Holding the jumper there. Free kick to Akers. That's a beautiful looking kick, but it's gone over the head of her desired target. But tracking it there is Brown. She goes up the line. She just keeps it in. We've got another player there in Dwyer for Mitcham. She tries to lay a shepherd. It's well done by the Coldstream player. Takes the contact. And Lagaway Allen's at the bottom of the pack, and I think we'll have holding the ball. Must have dragged it in there, so free kick to Mitcham, to her direct opponent in Jory Wright. So she'll be happy about that one. She'll send the Tigers inside 50. It's a high ball, and it's well marked there by Moat for Coldstream. She just lays off a handball. Wants to get it going quickly. Heads inside there and she finds Rule, but she can't mark. Here's Bowden again. She's been prolific. Just heads out into space, hoping someone can track it. Lagaway Allen's there. It's picked up by a Coldstream player and just thrown on the boot. They've got the numbers. Here's Bowden. She breaks a tackle. It's a head high. In fact, she ducked into a little bit there. She was quite lucky to get the free kick, but she was off anyway. She might have been better off just playing on. As she looks inside 50, just a little ball, almost finds the target. They've got numbers. Here's Stark with the tackle, but it's well cleared. And Mitcham look like they'll get away through Brown. She looks up the line, just puts it out in front of a couple of players. It's actually going to track over the boundary line. And a last touch free kick to Coldstream.
So Rogers will take it. Getting some advice from the Mitcham coach's box. It's smothered off her boot. That was well done by Dwyer, encroaching on the mark. Then she lays a good tackle. And an incorrect disposal's been paid. So Mitcham get the turnover through Dwyer. Broadcast side, she goes down the line to the numbers, sails over the head there. And it'll work out there for Coughlin if she can be clean at below her knees. Winning there was Moat Glider. Just slaps it back towards the congestion. Trying to find it at ground level again there was Rogers. It's been played between the arcs at the moment. It's a hot footy. Another whistle, blocking free kick. And it'll go the way of Jory Wright again, who seems to be winning that battle with Lago Allen at the moment in the ruck. Rascoli receives the handball, can pump him inside 50, finds a chest, and there's Holloway. First sign for Mitcham heading inboard. It's cut off through the corridor. Coldstream go. It's a dangerous ball. Might work out though, although a rushed kick forward will land in the lap of Bianca Fairbairn in the long sleeves. And 25 overstepped the mark.
That's big.
Did Holly Duke, the 2022 club best and fairest winner for Coldstream. Just coughing it one up there. So they march Bianca Fairbairn forward, and there you go. So some words said to the umpire, and that's not what you need if you're a fan of Coldstream at the moment. Yellow card, and she's been sent off.
Boundary.
Kate.
That's player number 24 for Coldstream.
Holly Duke. Thanks for that, Kate. The best and fairest winner, as we mentioned. So the umpire puts pen to paper there. Bit of a strange one up here. So take two on the kick, and it's turned over.
Both sides have struggled to go inside 50, haven't they? They haven't really been able to get any flowing movement past the centre of the ground. As Coldstream exit defence, this time it's Street who tries to mark, but she can't. It drops through the hands. Got Moat Glider there, just gliding around the half-back line. She comes into the centre of the ground. Contest forms. There's a lot of players down there. It's picked up by Coldstream. This is Jeffrey who gets it. She's quickly tackled. Ruscaioli's in there. She's been fantastic for the Tigers this season. I think she's held without the ball. Yeah, I think he almost went to gesture for holding the ball, but changed his mind. She did have a pull of the shirt there.
He's had his work cut out early.
He's had a really tough day early. As Ruscaioli goes forward, she looks for Holloway, who's been another very consistent performer for Mitcham. She heads inside 50 and she's got a loose, can't be marked. Drops to ground level, Akers down there. Overran. And Mitcham just can't get the pickup that they need, and well tackled there by Maddie Clark. And we'll have a ball up in defensive 50 for Coldstream and attacking 50 for Mitcham, about 15 metres out from the Tigers' goal. And Mitcham get the hit out, but it's mostly Coldstream players down there. Stark tracks it out, and we'll have another ball up.
Yeah, it's been the big names, hasn't it, for both sides. We mentioned Holloway, the captain, Ruscaioli, and Sophie Stark for Coldstream, all getting their hands on it early. And speaking of that, Sophie Stark wins a free kick deep inside defensive 50. She just pops it to a 1-on-1. The two number 31s contest it might have been. And we'll have another stoppage. So Mitcham pressing here at the moment for the first score in this prelim. Ruscaioli on her hands and knees again. The ball locked in underneath. The umpire crosses her chest once more. They're wearing out that patch of turf inside Mitcham's forward line. Two rucks go at it again. There's a Coldstream player on the burst, and she exits with ball in hand, just slaps it to centre half back. Oh, nutmeg there for Rule. Just invited Mitcham to go to work at ground level and then tackled again. The ball squirts out once more. And Akers parks herself at quarterback position and intercepts. Spots a teammate in the middle of the ground on the 45. She bites that one off. Gets boot to ball quickly, and then just the territory battle that we've spoken about pre-game. So important in this wet affair. Rogers goes off the ground. And wrapped up there, we'll have another whistle. What do you make of the first 11 and a half minutes there, Dill?
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. As you said, the territory's been, I suppose it's been evenly shared. Coldstream sort of got the early clearance and brought it forward, and now Mitcham are heading back into the game. So we have that ball up, and it looks like we're probably going to have another one unless Mitcham can clear this. I think Coughlin got a kick away there. And I keep hearing whistles. I think it might be coming from the netball again like it did last week.
Boundary. It's definitely netball.
It's a netball whistle, yeah. It's got me 2 weeks in a row. As the ball's just bopping around. I think we'll have a free kick, a holding free kick to Mitcham. So around 35 metres out from goal. She'll struggle to make the distance from here. I think it's the ruck in Jory Wright. Just pops it up, and it's well marked there by Moat for Coldstream. Good defensive intercept mark. They come out nicely this time, and it'll be through Clausen. She can't mark. It's picked up there by Rule. And she just puts it out in front of her player. Holloway's there for Mitcham, though. She gets there first, spins the play, gets a handball out. That's fantastic. And it's cleared by O'Dwyer. She looks for Roscioli. It goes over her head. Picked up by Coughlin, who heads inside 50. Another star for Mitcham this season, but Coldstream just pop it out. They haven't got numbers, though. It's overran there by Depardines. She flicks a handball towards Roscioli, who just tries to bash it forward. She's well held there by the Coldstream player. Sock it off the ground now. Been watching the Matildas, I think. And Akers will get this out for Mitcham. And she looks to head inside 50 once more. Tracking this ball out on the wing. It's Bianca Fairbairn in the long sleeves. There's Holloway trying to just give assistance there for Mitcham. She's tackled by Bartlett this time for Coldstream. It's bobbling around in there, and I think we'll have another ball up.
So right forward pocket, or half flank rather. The way of Mitcham kicking to the right of screen. The two rucks go at it again. Winning that hit out was Jory Wright, as she's done the majority of this opening term. She'll get another crack here. Secondary stoppage. Coldstream just hack it out of there. Win the clearance down the line. The numbers, Coldstream on all fours. That was Payne, who was wrapped up, and we'll have another stoppage here. So a chance for the rucks to duel once more. And a lasso rule going the way of Coldstream. So
it's been cagey so far.
Not a hell of a lot to speak on the scoring department, but it's been a hot contest nonetheless. That territory battle once more, just slapped forward and then an off the ground soccer. Oh, charging onto the footy there was Mitcham. She did well. And then coming straight off the bench was Bowden. She's got Dwyer for company. They both worry each other out of it. And then almost shoved over the line was Clausen, who was barely tackled. And we'll have a whistle right in front of Kate there.
It's like a body check, wasn't it? As the umpire balls it up here on the wing. It's picked up there, in fact, by Stemmons, I think it was. Kicked into the centre of the ground. Here's Depardines. She overruns it. And she lays a pretty good tackle there just to hold that one up, because Coldstream had the numbers. We'll have another ball up.
Boundary.
As we go down to Kate at the boundary.
Just feeling from both sides that the players' nerves, being the first quarter, is playing a big part in this first quarter.
Absolutely, there has been a few fumbles there showing those nerves, as Akers takes a good intercept mark here at half-back for Mitcham. I might just look to slow it down a little bit. She just heads up the line. Looks like Coldstream have the numbers. If Brown can keep this in, it'll be handy for Mitcham, and she does really well. She just taps it back into play. Coldstream have the numbers. And we'll get a free kick there heading in Coldstream's direction. She was handled incorrectly there. We'll get a bit of info from Kate.
In the back.
In the back it was, yeah. She heads up the line. At the bottom of that pack is Rule for Coldstream. Socket off the ground here by Tiguero, I think it was. And Depardines heads inside 50. That's good run for Mitcham. Fairbairn spins the opponent, slaps it on the boot. And I think we're going to get our first score of the day, Trent. 1 behind to Mitcham. So there's 16 minutes gone in this first quarter. And it's Mitcham 1 point to Coldstream 0.
Yeah. Fairbairn was only given half a metre there, and that's all she
Very
just about
dangerous.
needed. So
yeah. That's going to be a crucial battle all day, I reckon, that one. If they can keep her quiet, that'll go a long way to them getting the result.
So we get our first look at Coldstream's set up on their exit kick. They decide to go on the outer wing side. Falls short of the 50, and it's socketed back into the corridor. Into the hot spot for Mitcham to go to work again. She finds her own footy at ground level. Was set upon pretty quickly by Tajero. There's Roscioli going to work again. Head over the footy again to the ruckman, Jory Wright. Throws it on the boot again. Fairbairn once more has a second crack and a second point to her name.
There it is.
That was less than half a metre this time, Dill.
It was. She was well tackled there at the same time, and she just got that pirouette movement, swung it on the boot, and that was very close. That was closer than the first one. She's going to be an absolute handful for Coldstream today. And those mids for Mitcham look like they're starting to get on top a little bit. You see Roscioli, Holloway really starting to up the ante. And they're getting a lot of inside 50s as Coldstream exit defence. Looks up the line, there's a big contest forming. It's Roscioli who comes out with it. She's tackled by Stark. Lagaway Allen's there, gets a handball to a runner, and Coldstream exit defence nicely. Here's Bryan. She picks it up in the centre. Got a lot of company there. Almost a good strong mark by McIlrath, but she can't take it. Coldstream just flick the handballs. They look to work it forward. Here's Holloway tracking this ball, but she's got a lot of Coldstream players coming fast. She picks it up. It's Brown there. It's Akers, in fact, not Holloway. And it's another 25 against Coldstream. So a bit of undisciplined play here coming in for Coldstream. As we go down to Kate.
That was overstepping the mark.
Overstepping the mark this time. So we've had a yellow card for Coldstream and another 25 there for overstepping the mark. So probably something they might just have to rein in a little bit here, Trent.
Yeah, they haven't learnt their lesson after the first one. As Akers. Oh,
another.
and again. This is getting out of hand for the Cougars.
I think nerves are completely playing their part in this point.
Yeah, they just haven't found that middle ground of sort of settling into the match properly. And Mitcham will go inside 50, and Fairbairn takes a really strong mark. Around 30 metres out, almost directly in front. We've got a really good line of this one from the commentary. And she's been threatening Fairbairn, hasn't she, Trent?
Yeah, and she'll get her chance here.
Might be right on the distance. We'll track this one as she comes in. Looks pretty good off the boot, but it's just drifted to the near side, and that's her third behind. And Mitcham go 0 goals, 3-3 to no score for Coldstream, and we've got about 10 seconds remaining in this one, Trent.
Yeah, it's almost death by 1,000 cuts at the moment for Coldstream. Mitcham just doing it in single figures at the moment.
And those 25 metres have been really crucial, just giving Mitcham that extra territory that they need. And there goes the quarter time siren. So for all the territory that Mitcham had in that quarter, they do only have the 3-point lead. So we're going to have a hotly contested second quarter coming up after the break.
Boundary.
Welcome back to the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round once more. It's quarter time here, and we're going to head straight down to the boundary with Kate Green.
Hi, Jess. What was the message to the girls about that first quarter and now going into the second?
We just need to keep our heads, keep going at the footy, making the contest, and you know it'll come. We just need to. We've got the intensity, we've got the pressure. We just need to add it to the scoreboard.
Thanks very much, Jess. Just scoot over to Ben after
Thanks.
he breaks his huddle.
Thanks very much for that, Kate. As Coldstream look like they're about to exit their huddle now. The Mitcham players are already in place out on field, and it's a beautiful day here at H.E Parker Reserve. I'm not looking forward to trying to get out of this car park, though. Last week we were stuck in that line for about 30 minutes, and it was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I've parked close to the exit, so hopefully that serves me well later on.
Boundary.
And we'll head down to Kate again to talk to Ben.
No, I've just got the assistant coach, Hannah, here. Hannah, what was the message regarding first quarter and going into the second?
We just need to go harder. I mean, it's wet weather footy, so we need to kick the ball off the ground. If we keep doing that, we should have a good second quarter.
All the best.
Thank you.
As Mitcham come out of the contest, out the front of the stoppage, they head inside 50. Fairbairn's approaching the contest. And it's flicking around in there. And we'll have a push out. Free kick to Coldstream at centre half back. And this one's heading in the direction of Taylor Street. She's been quite prolific so far.
Yep, started well for sure.
She has. Heads down the corridor. She's got Lagaway Allen there. She can't pick it up. Also there is Rule, another one that's been quite prolific for Coldstream so far. As they look to get on top in the contest. Stark soccers it off the ground, as the coach just spoke about. As they head inside 50. Holloway's tackled strongly, no free kick. And we'll have another ball up in defensive 50 this time for Mitcham as Coldstream look to go forward.
Yeah, so Jess Grace there just sort of, who'd they speak to on the Coldstream bench?
It was the assistant coach, I believe.
Okay.
Hannah Chappell. As the ball just bobbles around there on the outer wing, the non-broadcast side. We'll have another ball. No, umpire calls play on. It's handballed back inside. Mitcham look to get a run on. It's overran there by the ruck. And eventually it will come to a ball up. So very heavily contested game so far. Lagaway Allen gets the tap out here for Coldstream. Punches it down to Street. And it might have been holding the ball there, I think.
Andrew.
Head down to Kate.
Definite hold the ball.
Holding the ball. So Mitcham clear the defensive lines, but standing underneath this one is Moat Glider. She takes a nice intercept mark in the centre of the ground. She will look to bounce Coldstream back inside 50. Marked here by Akers, though, for Mitcham. So it's a bit of back and forth kicking, and Coldstream, they don't look quite as potent when they go inside 50 at the moment. They've made another nice interception this time here through Clausen. She just chucks it on the boot. It's tracked over there. I think it's Stark approaching, and it'll go out of bounds and be a Mitcham kick once more as they try once again to get the ball out of that defensive 50, Trent.
Yeah, they do. They managed to, although on the fumble there was Holloway. They hack it off the deck to Coldstream. There's Bartlett at ground level, picking it up again. Coldstream, they slap it forward. And once more, we see the ball beat Browen. She tried to hunt it down. It'll be a free kick the way of the Tigers. It's in the hands of Akers at the moment, who's been just about the best on ground for Mitcham at the moment. There's a free kick's been picked out again in the marking contest. So
they have been the best defensive side in the league this season, Mitcham, so it's really showing here with this low-scoring affair so far.
So it'll be Rule, her first year in Coldstream colours, playing in a prelim. She just dabs this one inside 50, sails over the head of her captain, Stark, and Mitcham can look to exit again. There's Roscioli. She had a teammate flying past, and the handball was good. They pump it back outside defensive 50. Straight laser tackle. She strips her of the footy and then just delayed it a little too long, and the whistle's been paid. So some undisciplined free kicks Coldstream would love to have back at the moment. So down the line, Bianca Fairbairn. She's got time and space, and her teammate in Roscioli for company. They sorted out well, the pair, although the intercept mark there from Rogers.
Just needed to take a bit more time on that kick, did Roscioli. She had more space than she thought. As Coldstream look to go forward again. This time it's kicked in by Rogers. Finds Stark. Stark throws it on the left. The netball whistles have got me again. As it's tracked out here by Mitcham. Just tapping it towards the boundary. She's looking for it and will get a ball up again inside 50. So you mentioned it in the break, Trent. That end does look to be the scoring end, doesn't it? With Coldstream looking to attack early. Bit of a slope down there, I think.
Yeah, slight downhill for sure.
As Holloway gets the clearance. Kicks it towards Fairbairn in the long sleeves. It's tracked down there by Akers. A big contest. As Sophie Stark kicks it back inside 50. Picked up by Largaway Allen. She tries to break through. Gets a kick away. She was well tackled there by Roscioli. Quite outsized. And it'll be a Mitcham kick. Deep in defensive 50. 5 minutes gone in the second quarter. 3-0.
So Campbell, it might have been, looked in search of Holloway. Was unable to find her by foot. We'll have another ball up. Seems to be a magnet just drawing that footy into that right forward pocket. Lagaway Allen gets her palm to it in the hit out. Rascioli will try and keep it in. Unable to do so, and another ball up. Same spot.
Not sure if my eyes are just playing tricks on me or I can actually see that ground sloping away now that I look at it.
Now that I've pointed it out.
Yeah.
So whistle again. Free kick, Coldstream will go the way of Bowden, who's started hot for the Cougars. She can pump this one to the hot spot. The numbers will form. A whistle, free kick, push in the back, Mitcham.
Just a bit of kick to kick at the moment, isn't it? This time it's Roscioli. No one could really stamp their authority on this game so far. And there it goes to that pocket again. Largaway Allen tries to pump it forward. Mitcham are at ground level. They might be able to get the clearance, but here's that player again in Bowden. And she'll be tackled and we'll have another ball up.
Crowd slowly forming down here at H.E Parker.
It is. We've got quite a few finals down here today.
It's building.
It is building. And that's also going to be keeping that traffic very high on the way out as Stark just overruns the ball here. We're inside 50 for Coldstream. It's tracked there by Moat Glider. If she can get the pick up, she'll have a chance at goal. She's tackled. And it's another ball up just inside the 10-metre square for Coldstream here as they look to go forward. They'll look to get at least a score on the board here. Largaway Allen tries to grab it out of the ruck. She can't. Here's Bowden again, gets the kick away. It's smothered. It's hot footy in there. And we'll have another ball up in the exact same spot as before. 7.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. And at the moment, it's looking like this 3-point lead to Mitcham could be enough to hold on, Trent.
Boundary.
As we head down to boundary side, Kate.
You've got trainers from Mitcham heading out to a player on the ground. It could be Roscioli, number one.
Does look
I
like
can't confirm at this point.
It looks like a long sleeve. Yeah, you're right. Not sure what happened there. It might have been maybe it was a ball to the face, was it? Not sure if you caught any of that, Kate.
Couldn't, because it was all in the contest there with all the players around. So just waiting to see what happens, and I'll update you as I get updated.
It was quite congested, and as I think Holly Duke heads back on the ground after that red card. She's
Can confirm Duke is back on the ground for Coldstream.
She is, yeah. As Roscioli looks to come off the ground. Copped a heavy hit in that contest. It has been quite a contested game. Not a lot of open space. As it is a preliminary final And there's a lot on the line for this game. I think in the first quarter, it was probably Mitcham that had the dominance as the umpire gets us underway again. Largaway Allen gets the hit out. Bartlett's there. She can't pick it up, but she lays a tackle on the Mitcham player. Halloway's there too. She's held that for quite a long time, but she finds a boot. Depardine's is there, as is Duke. It's flicked around in the handball, and nobody can find any space. The umpire's actually found a free kick there.
That was tackle in the back.
In the back, so it's a free kick going to Christina Sholton, and she'll have probably the best chance for Coldstream in this match so far, if she can make the distance. It's a good-looking kick. Has it been touched on the line, or has it gone through? That's a goal. Coldstream have the first goal, and they lead. 1 goal straight 6 to no goals 3. A 3-point lead in this second quarter to the Cougars. Trent.
That's massive from Sholton. And it was the handball from Duke who made immediate impact after coming back on the field as Roscoli exited it. And obviously our thoughts are with her at the moment.
Absolutely. I didn't think that one had actually made it through. She looked quite unconfident with the distance, and that it just got there. Huge kick from her. And in this low-scoring game, that is going to be a super important goal. As the two rucks go at it here, it's Largaway Allen who gets the hit out. Coldstream, again, get the pick up there. This time through Jeffrey, and we'll have another ball up. She was well tackled. If Roscaioli's out of this game, that is a huge loss. That's 2 of their main movers in the midfield out in Skerry and Roscaioli. Jeffrey at the bottom again. She wins a free kick, so Coldstream have found some momentum here.
Boundary, that goal from Coldstream's made a massive change in the coach's box down here.
It has, and you can feel it in the crowd as well. So look to go forward. There's Duke. She's found a way back onto the ground. Rogers is really coming into this one. She breaks a tackle, but she's tackled strongly there, and that'll be holding the ball. Fantastic tackle there by the Mitcham player. Looks upfield, goes for a stabbing ball. It's cut off by Duke, but she can't mark. Halloway's there at ground level. And another ball up. As I said, it's extremely difficult for players to find any time and space in this one. Hotly contested.
Rubber the green just going the way of Coldstream. They might have a clearance here through Moat Glider. Just flicked it back in to where the numbers were and then wrapped up. So Holly Duke is stamping her class on prelim final as they win out again. The clearance up the guts they go. Coldstream running over the top of it there was Bowden. Socket off the deck by Mitcham. And then wrapped up. Spills out the way of Bowden again, who's caught in a chicken wing. We'll have another ball up. We'll get a Roscoli update from you, Kate, whenever we can. It's another ball up in the same spot. The 2 rucks to go at it again, winning the hit out. There was Largaway Allen.
Boundary.
Off the deck goes Akers as we head boundary side with Kate.
Roscoli's received trainer management, and she's good to go.
That's very good news to hear. As Coldstream intercept this one and look to head forward. That was through Tiero. Oh, big contest there in the middle of the ground with Akers of Mitcham. It's picked up here. They're trying to get it out of the contest. Propelling forward. Might see a free kick or a ball up paid out of this one. And it's still bobbling around in there. Bit of tunnel ball. Akers. She eventually gets a kick away. Fairbairn's there. This is going to be a hot footy. It's picked up by Coldstream. But she's tackled there by Fairbairn, and we'll have a ball up just slightly closer towards the Mitcham goal. We haven't seen a lot of attacking footy in this quarter. They come out of this stoppage nicely, though. Here's Fairbairn. And it's a downfield free kick heading in the direction of Bianca Fairbairn. A good opportunity here for Mitcham. She just pops it up. It's a good-looking kick. It's just a finger in there. Swung on the boot by Bowden. And a ball up, probably 20 metres out from the Mitcham goal, directly in front. A really good opportunity for them to put a score on the board. Jory Wright wins the hit out. She grabs it off the ground. And a secondary tackle laid. And another ball up. Here's Jory Wright again. She wins this one. Bianca Fairbairn's lurking. There's not a lot of space. Just needs someone to get that clean pick up. Mitcham get the clearance, but they can't get it onto the boot. It's flicking around in there. Coldstream look to soccer off the ground. Fairbairn's there. Just no one can quite handle the footy enough to get it out into space and have a shot at goal. And we'll have another ball up there, Trent.
It'd be a cake of soap at the moment.
It is.
Nice, wet and heavy. Leg away Allen again with the double palm down. Sophie Stark will try and lay a tackle. Squirts out again. They tap it forward. That was leg away Allen. Fell into the lap there of Rogers. Centre half back. Ball sits and we might have another ball up.
A lot of stoppages in this one.
As we see Georgia Fairbairn just working her way up to the stoppage. Trying to immerse herself into this contest. Off the deck again, Sophie Stark. Echoing the words of Chappell in this territory battle. Centre ground, the ball sits on the deck. We'll have another whistle for a ball up. So just repeating, Coldstream 1 straight 6, playing Mitcham 3 behinds, all to Fairbairn's name. As the clearance here through Moat Glider, the vice captain just puts it into space. Akers will be first to the footy. She'll have to be clean. Wearing a, oh, she did well too. Heads to a 1-on-1. Dwyer in a battle with Rogers it is. Rogers picks it up and then, oh, she's met solidly by Brown. And geez, they're going at it. There's a whistle here.
Great contest.
Boundary.
Geez, this is finals footy at its best. Kate.
This is getting seriously vocal down here.
Just thrown out there, Street. Tried to burst her way through, found the captain rather awkwardly into the corridor. Duke there. Mitcham win out at ground level. It'll work out. The ruckman got nice and low down. It beats Dwyer. Holloway there. Sophie Stark again. She's brought her own footy at the moment. Handball's on here. Bowden can put this one into space. Akers creates the outnumber. She'll track back. Oh, it was met heavily post the kick. One umpire gestured downfield and, yeah, it'll go the way of Riscoli, who's made her way back onto the field.
And Akers has really come into this contest in the last few minutes, giving Mitcham plenty of bounce off half back as Riscoli just pops it up. Largaway Allen's underneath it, but she can't mark. Holloway tracking this one down. She wins a really important contest, but she handballs it to the Coldstream captain in Stark, who also can't pick it up, and Holloway's gone in and got her own footy again. As we have a ball up on the wing. And as Kate just mentioned, the crowd are really coming into this one. I think the players are starting to feel that adrenaline. And we've had a few huge contests down here on this broadcast side wing. As Largaway Allen just taps it forward. Stark's there at the bottom. She gets a handball out, finds a little bit of space, flicks it on the boot, and she's actually found Bowden. I don't think she meant it, but it's worked out, and Bowden looks to go inside 50. She's got a player down there in Bryan. Bryan can't mark. There's Duke at the fall of it, and here's Akers again, who there's another player there that might have her own football. Just heads into the centre of the ground. Mitcham look to clear. There's plenty of tackling pressure. There's a head-high tackle. That'll probably have to be looked at as Mitcham go inside 50. This time, it's Murphy at the fall of it. Can't be picked up. There's plenty of players around this footy. It's eventually cleared, and Duke, I thought she was going to take the mark, but she didn't. She soccers it off the ground. Coldstream just looked to get it forward. As Holloway gets a handball out. She's well tackled there. This is Street. High tackle. So it's a free kick heading in the direction of Coldstream as Street just tries to barrack her way through there. and the crowd are getting plenty vocal. And it's really been, in the latter half of this second quarter, it's really been all Coldstream. The Street just heads for the 50. Akers is there again, as she has been so often. There's a big contest. It's two Mitcham players. They collide. Did you catch that one, Kate?
Yeah, I did. Number 22's back up. Maybe a little bit winded. I'll keep an eye on it.
And it's Brown there for Mitcham, who copped a heavy hit. I think it was friendly fire. As she gets a handball out now, I think. And this is... We'll have another whistle. She's paid advantage there, actually, and Coldstream will benefit. This time it's Clausen. Heads inside 50. Holloway's there, as is Akers.
Number 22 is not looking too good.
She's not looking great. I think she's looking for a trainer there to come off the ground. And I hope someone gets to her shortly, as we have a ball up deep inside forward 50 for Coldstream.
Trainer's just keeping an eye on it from afar down there. Mitcham benches. It's in that right forward pocket again, and the siren will beat any chance of a late score there. So just repeating, Coldstream with that one major going the way of Shelton from a free kick. They lead Mitcham by 3 points.
I'll update you on 22. She's still not, she's just looking a little bit ginger.
Yeah, we had a huge contest there at the end of the half, and we'll take a short break and we'll come back with a bit of analysis of that first half. See you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round between Mitcham and Coldstream. We're at half-time at this point, and Coldstream have a 3-point lead over the Tigers. It's been a hotly contested game so far. Not a lot of space in this one, and it really did come into its own in the latter part of that second quarter.
Yeah, Coldstream certainly found a bit of momentum late off the back of a couple of free kicks, and they hit the scoreboard. And I think the game will be decided by whoever sort of kicks straight today. We've seen Mitcham's Georgia Fairbairn with 3 behinds to her name, all gettable chances by her standards, but yeah, Sholton was able to capitalise with her single chance.
Given that we have seen a bit of I guess a scoring end down to that, to the right of screen, do you think Mitcham need to put on a couple of goals in this quarter to really get some momentum going?
Yeah, they'll have to. Any lead will help here. I think, yeah, with Coldstream kicking to the right of screen in that last quarter, I think they'll have to create some sort of buffer to hold them in good stead.
Where do you think that Mitcham can get on top in this one? I sort of thought they were, in that first quarter, they were a little bit better in the midfield, but then Coldstream probably got on top and looked like they had a bit more run in that second quarter. How do you see them, I guess, getting back into this?
Yeah, they've been all right sort of in tight. I think it's certainly their outside game that needs a bit of work. I think they've had a couple of runners with some injury concerns, so we'll see how they fare across the rest of the morning. But, yeah, I think the middle of the ground will be where this game's won and lost today.
Absolutely, and the Tigers obviously having Georgia Fairbairn, that goal kicking focal point up there, is really helpful as both teams are back on the ground now. As we head down to Kate at the boundary line, I think she's got one of the coaches for us.
Okay, just grabbing Jess.
As
Okay.
puts a bit of a tag on Jess there.
Hi, Jess. I'm just after you again. What was your message at halftime, and how's number 22, Brown?
Yeah, she's all right. She's back up. She's ready to go. But, you know, message was we dropped off that quarter a little bit, and that's just not good enough in finals footy. We really need to, you know, bring the contest, and we need to be there first to every ball. So,
thank you, Jess. All the best.
Great insight there from Kate Green down at the boundary line, and Mitcham are ready and raring to go. They've already taken their positions as Coldstream look to get there. We actually didn't do a tip at the start of this game, Trent. If we can rewind back, we've obviously got a score on the board now, so it's a bit difficult. Who was your tip heading into this one?
Yeah, without looking at the scoreboard, I think I'll have to go Coldstream. Got some affiliation with that club, so...
Boundary.
Yeah, as we go down to Kate boundary side. So
I just grab Ben. Ben, what was your halftime message for the girls?
Just not to muck around with a bit. I think we're overusing the handball a bit, especially around stoppage. So it is still a wet weather game, so we just need to sort of get it on a boot a bit and gain some territory.
So you're happy with how they're going so far?
Yeah, really good. Really fighting for the game. All right, it's big stakes. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the first half, but it's only a half, isn't it?
All the best. Thank you.
thanks for that, Kate. There's the halftime address there from the Coldstream coach, Ben Gardner, courtesy of our boundary rider. So as we see, a bit of run here from Mitcham, as we explained during that halftime show. Slap it out of there, do Coldstream. At the fall of the ball was Bianca Fairbairn, who's donned the long sleeves today with a host of teammates and opponents. And I don't blame them if you're watching from home as well. So there's the captain, Sophie Stark. Can't quite get boot to ball, although running out of the contest there was Street. Tracking this footy down well was Mitcham. That was Dwyer. And then Holloway makes an error by foot, and be Coldstream's footy with Pickard to bring it back into play.
I think that was just a little bit of perceived pressure there for Holloway. The contest has been so hot that she didn't think she was allowed that much space, and Coldstream head forward. Thought it was going to be marked by Roscioli. She couldn't take it. And now Coldstream, if they can get this ball out, they would have had some run on there, but it's going to be another ball up. This time Street lays the tackle for Coldstream. She's been fantastic today, as has Bowden, who was involved in that passage of play. Coughlin gets it out for Mitcham. But the ball it does just seem to be a magnet for the contest today. Very difficult to get it out into any form of space. Here's Lagaway Allen. Taps it down. Stark's there. Holloway gets a handball out. Street's there. Jory Wright lays a tackle on her. And another ball up. The umpire runs in. He's had a pretty busy day, the umpire, especially that first quarter, a yellow card.
Certainly earning their keep today.
As O'Dwyer tracks it down there for Mitcham. Bowden's there for Coldstream, and we'll have another ball up. Ferocious stuff at the contest. Jory Wright and Lagaway Allen go at it again. Here's Clausen. She's tackled. And another ball up. This time Jory Wright gets it down, heads towards Clausen. Mitcham get the kick, but it's not in the right direction. And Coldstream might be able to capitalise on this. It's Payne. Handball's out. Here's the captain in Stark. She's got numbers. And a really good mark taken there by Braun. She flips around. She's got the player there in McIlrath. She can't mark. It's at ground level. She lays a big tackle. And the Mitcham player's done really well there to create a ball up. And I think that was Campbell back there. She did really well. She was out there, Trent.
They'll be counting their lucky stars there. Mitcham. If it wasn't for the efforts of Campbell, as the ball's kicked forward in for Coldstream. Out of the stoppage, it was Rule, it might have been. And Coldstream have that buffer that we talked about.
Boundary.
So we head down the boundary side with Kate.
Just quickly letting you know it started raining again, so it's going to get interesting.
Raining Coldstream goals. Thanks, Kate.
We're lucky enough to
Trent,
have a little...
that was not what I said.
But lucky enough to have a bit of shelter up here, so we can't quite feel that rain, but we can see it, Kate.
She's got the umbrella out.
Yeah,
it's good to see.
We feel for you down there. So Rucks go at it again. Lagaway Allen who gets the hit out. It's heading in Mitcham's direction. They're going to have to put on the next goal, you would think. Here's Jory Wright. We'll have another ball up. And it's Coldstream 2 goals straight 12, plays Mitcham 0 goals 3. So they haven't been able to put one on the board yet, Mitcham. 4.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. So Lagaway Allen gets a tap down. It's Holloway there at the foot of the ball. And another pack forming. About 50 out from the Mitcham goal. Holloway's there again. She has been so often. Socked off the ground by Stark. Coldstream have done really well just to get the ball forward at times today. Here's Moat Glider for Coldstream. She gets a handball out, heads towards Duke. She can't pick it up. Running through there is Ruscaioli. Looks for Fairbairn. It's pinging around in there. No one can really get it out. I think that's Duke in there for Coldstream, and we'll have another ball up in a pretty similar place to the previous one. Around 45 metres out from the Mitcham goal. Holloway's there again. Clearing kick inside 50. Fairbairn lays a huge tackle. That could be holding the ball. It's not paid. Umpire lets it play. Handball's flicked in. Here's Duke for Coldstream. Goes off the ground. It's only as far as a Mitcham player. Jory Wright's there for Mitcham. She looks to head back inside 50. Gets a handball out. Here's Bryan. And they've got a mark. This is the Pradines. About 45 metres out from goal. She's scanning the field. She's just going to pop it up to the top of the goal square, you'd think. Fairbairn's going to be lurking, but a beautiful mark taken there by the Coldstream player, and they'll be able to come out of defence.
That's massive. Standing underneath that one in the hot spot. Did not want to bring that down to ground, although she might have made a meal of this. Ran into a load of trouble. Sits on the deck now. She'll have to be good to rush this one behind. It's just hacked out of there. That'll be a last possession rule or deliberate. Take your pick.
They're inviting pressure here at Coldstream.
It's a big error there from the vice-captain, Moat Glider, to cough that footy up. Gifts Holloway a chance here from a tough angle. She'll open that up. Snap around the body.
She's
That
got
is
it.
big time. Standing up in the prelim, Holloway it was. And they draw ever closer, Mitcham. They trail by 3.
That was some goal from Riley Holloway, deep in the pocket. She was awarded the free kick, ran around onto her right boot. Maybe Coldstream could have kept her in check a little bit more there. She was able to run around and snapped a beautiful goal there. That's goal of the day.
Goal of the day in a big final.
That puts it back to a 3-point margin. Coldstream 2 goals straight, 12. Play Mitcham 1 goal, 3, 9, 7.5 minutes gone. So we head back to the centre.
So Lagaway Allen again opts with the double palm down into the path of Rascoli. It's not what she would have hoped for. Holloway again going to work at ground level. Just slaps it forward, a dribbling ball to centre half forward. There's Rogers trying to be clean below her knees. It's kicked off the deck there from Coldstream. The ruckman again, a long way down for Jory Wright to get the handball forward. Duke likewise. And here's the vice captain again, Moat Glider, working up the ground, holding the man there, Rascoli. You can sense her frustration. That free kick. Down the line again, it was a good ball in favour of Bowden, who marks and just sends this one straight up. Pack forms and they contest. The ball just landed in the lap of Campbell. We'll have another whistle. Coldstream looking for a quick reply here. There's Duke, can head this one forward. Akers, oh, she just ran solidly into her opposition. That was Bruin. She was paid a free kick out of it there. So the exit ball goes through the fingertips of Coughlin. Coldstream at ground level again in favour of Rule. We'll have another whistle there.
Huge contest there in defensive 50 with those 2 players, and it was a beautiful kick out, but they weren't able to get any territory from it. And here is Moat Glider, vice captain. She looks to head inside 50, but that's well cut off by Depredens. Really good intercept mark from her, and she's starting to come into the game, as is the director of this kick, which is heading towards Coughlin. She's going to look to go inside 50. She's got Fairbairn there. She doesn't use her. Here's Holloway, Osceoli. There's Coughlin again. You think she really needs to have a big second half for Mitcham to get back into this game, as the Coldstream player is wrapped up there. This time it's Tiero. As Lagaway Allen gets the hit out, but Holloway's at ground level, and there's a head-high free kick, so Mitcham will head back inside 50 once more. They look like they have the momentum behind them in this 3rd quarter. Almost a good strong mark taken. Georgia Fairbairn's there, she goes inside 50. There's 2 players tracking it. The Coldstream player gets there first, and we'll have another ball up. It looks like Georgia Fairbairn's pushed up the ground a little bit, just to get a little bit more involved. We heard from the coach at the half, wanted her players to get involved in the contest more. Another ball up here, around 25 metres out from the Mitcham goal. Jory Wright and Lagaway Allen to do the ruck duties. One out this time by Mitcham. If they can get it out into some space, here they go. Lagaway Allen lays the tackle. And another ball up. So difficult to find space inside that forward 50 once the stoppage occurs. Mitcham get the hit out though. And the umpire's made a signal, I think, to the runner, but he's going to have another ball up.
Runner's been asked to leave the ground.
He got the send off there, the runner. Not sure what he did. Here's Holloway for Mitcham. She's tracking it along with the Coldstream player. And we'll have another ball up. Probably about the 5th one in a row here inside Mitcham's forward 50. 11.5 minutes gone. Coldstream lead 2 goals straight, 12 to 1 goal, 3-9. Could have been an incorrect disposal there for Coldstream. Well tackled And we'll have another ball up.
So once again, wearing that patch of grass out. There's another ball up, same spot for the two rucks to go at it again. Picking it up off the deck there was Roscoli. Tried to find her teammate by hand and was wrapped up immediately. So Legawalen again with the double palm down. Gains about 5 metres or so. And then a good tackle laid there from Jeffrey. In fact, an illegal one, so it'll go the way of Jory Wright. The ruckman for Mitcham. Outside her distance range. She'll just pop this one into the pocket. It was a smart kick, although an unkind bounce favoured Coldstream, and we might have a ball up as a result. So just 3 points separating these two sides of the prelim final. Big dance, ticket in the big dance on the cards for one of these two sides. High up and under there from Moat Glider. Lands at ground level and bodies just pile on. Stacks on style. We'll have another whistle for a ball up.
As Coldstream look to get it out of defence. They lead the Tigers by 3 points at the moment. And yeah, it's picked up, well tackled there again by the Mitcham player. Was Jeffrey. We'll have another ball up. You'd think Mitcham, while they're at that scoring end, they might need another goal in this quarter. 13 and a half minutes gone. They're running out of time. Moat Glider lays a great tackle there. Akers is there for Mitcham. And another ball up.
Boundary.
Go down to Kate.
Moat Glider was lucky she didn't get tagged for a sling tackle.
It was a heavy tackle there as Roscaioli sends Mitcham inside forward 50. Georgia Fairbairn's lurking. Socket off the ground. Had a little bit more time there, did Fairbairn. And Coldstream will bring us back in. We've got a target just coming on the ground here in pain. Looks for her, takes a good strong mark. And we're just in a bit of a lull at the moment. Crowd getting a little bit restless. They're waiting for that score. Heads out wide. Moat Glider was in the contest and it was just golden fisted out of bounds here on the wing. Another ball up. So the umpire's just conversing about what's going to happen here. And it will be a ball up eventually. Tap down there by Jory Wright. Hits it to Roscaioli. Falls in a back. I think that will be a push in the back to Roscaioli, who will send Mitcham inside 50. She's got to go quickly so that Coldstream can't get those numbers back. Heads in the direction of Fairbairn. That could have been a free kick also. She goes to ground. She might be hurt there, Georgia Fairbairn.
Boundary.
We'll head down to Kate.
She slid in her hit her head quite hard, so yeah.
Might have copped one on the way through.
She may have. It was a big contest down there.
Shoulder might be the problem. Keep an eye on that one. As the day unfolds. Stacks on once more at ground level. Coldstream just doing their best to lock up this footy. They're almost parking the bus until 3/4 time. Got 5 minutes remaining. Good strong tackle, just delayed a little bit. The umpire was quick to whistle that. So the Cougars footy, they'll exit the defensive 50, just pops it to the numbers. Mitcham converge on this footy. Akers finds a teammate by hand in Clark, who on her opposite just goes forward. Doing well there was Coldstream. There's a player in all sorts of trouble as Akers lays a great tackle. That has to be rewarded, and is.
Great tackle there from Akers.
That might be the spark that'll get this Mitcham outfit up and going and into the lead here.
Number 20 for Mitcham's off with a blood nose.
So the kick inside 50 evaded everyone bar Moat Glider, the vice captain for Coldstream. The ball will be one out here, back the way of Mitcham. Oh, just ran past the footy. Crucial moment. There's Dwyer, it might have been, can flick it wide to her teammate. She's got Bianca Fairbairn in acres of space. She can dob it inside 50 in search of her sister. There's a battle on here at ground level. She's big hip and shoulder there. Low down was Fairbairn. Sophie Stark playing the role of quarterback. Goes across the face of goal to her vice captain. The bounce was unkind. She did well to recover that one, and then off the deck, they just hack it out of there. A foot races on, and the ball might beat them all over the line as it trickles.
I was about to call deliberate there, but it will be, of course, the last touch. Free kick to Mitcham. And they were ever so close to getting
still time.
That second goal there. Head back inside 50. It's all Coldstream, but it's come off the pack. It'll go out again, and I think that'll be a ball up. Getting a little bit dangerous here for Coldstream. They're inviting a lot of pressure, and the ball's been down their end for, it's probably a good 5 to 10 minutes now, I reckon. As they win the hit out here. Georgia Fairbairn lurking, as is Roscaioli. Here's Jory Wright, the ruck. She snaps it on the boot. It's gone to ground level. She goes again, Jory Wright. Tackling pressure there from Coldstream, and we'll have another ball up. This time 15 metres out directly in front of Mitcham's goal. It is 2 straight 12. Coldstream plays 1-3-9 to Mitcham. 18 minutes gone in the third quarter as we get a free kick to Mitcham here. Now this is huge. This is to Holloway. I think it was a holding free kick at the contest.
Boundary.
And we'll head down to Kate.
I can confirm your estimation, Dylan.
That was correct. So Holloway being held at the contest, she will shoot here from around 15 metres out directly in front where that contest took place. And this would be huge in the context of this match if it goes through. Looks pretty good off the boot. She celebrates, and Mitcham hit the lead. 2 goals, 3. 15 plays 2 goals straight, 12. And that has been a long time coming for Mitcham, who have dominated the last 10 minutes of this quarter, and
there's been a whistle.
There's been another whistle.
Might be a Mitcham free kick in the middle of the ground. There's still time.
There is. We've got a full minute of play here, and I reckon that was a remonstration with the umpire, was it?
Yes, and it's been paid to Mitcham.
So it'll be the ruckman, Jory Wright. They can head inside 50 again in search of Fairbairn. Mopping up that mess was Moat Glider for Coldstream. They exit defensive 50. Duke tracks this one down with the headband type strapping. There's rule again.
Boundary.
In the direction of Roscoli as we head boundary side.
Trainer management on number 20, DePralines, is ongoing. They're trying to stem a blood nose.
Okay, that's not what you want. If you're a fan of Mitcham there, hopefully she gets patched up sooner rather than later. As we tick closer to 3/4 time here. As Coldstream just leaked that one in red time, that'll hurt. There you go, the siren sounds.
And it ends the third quarter there at 2 goals straight, 12 Coldstream. They've been super accurate today. They play Mitcham 2 goals, 3-15. They led for really the majority of the game, with Mitcham just hitting back there and taking the lead. This is going to be a massive final quarter here at H.E Parker Reserve, and we'll be back. Absolutely, we'll be back after the break.
Boundary.
And we're back live here at the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round, a preliminary final contest. And this one looks like it's going to go right down to the wire. We're going to head straight down to Kate Green at the boundary.
Gentlemen, I have Jess with me. Her final quarter message in this prelim. What was it, Jess?
If we want to make it next week, we need to give 20 more minutes of fight in us. It's do or die now, and you know we have to be able to present and have the intensity, get the ball forward, and get some more goals on that scoreboard.
I take it you were pretty happy with that quarter.
Yeah, much happier. Much happier.
Thanks, Jess.
A couple of huge moments in that quarter. There was a free kick given at the end that put Mitcham in front, and some of the Coldstream players, they weren't too happy. There was a bit of remonstrating there at three-quarter time, Trent.
Yeah, I think the two captains there, both Vice and the main one in Sophie Stark, just had a conversation with the umpires there as we get underway here.
Gentlemen, just a quick word from Ben.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, final quarter. We've got down the hill, so hopefully we can open our forward line up and yeah, score some goals this quarter, because yeah, this is it. There's no tomorrow for the losers, so yeah, game on.
Thanks very much, Ben.
And the hill definitely could be their friend here as they trail by 3 points. It's Jory Wright for Mitcham. Gets a handball to Roscaioli, who can't control it. She feeds one back to Akers, who's been huge in this match. And Akers, she hurt herself a little bit there, and she's found the footy again, as is the day she's having. And Jory Wright is tackled strongly there over the boundary line by Marlee Rule. And we'll have another ball up. There's been quite a lot of ball ups in this game, and the goals have been scarce, but it is giving us an extremely tight finish here with a 3-point margin. As Lugaway Allen gets the hit out. Holloway's there again, who kicked a really important goal in that third quarter. The umpire send us back in again. It's in that pocket with the lean. Pretty similar to the second quarter, wasn't it, where the ball spent a lot of time down in that pocket. Vice captain's in there for Coldstream, Moat Glider.
Yeah, we saw her work majority in the opening half behind the footy. They've thrown her in the guts.
You do want your best players around the ball in these moments, as Brown overruns it for Mitcham. Captain Stark for Coldstream lays a tackle. And another ball up. This time it's Lugaway Allen gets it down to Stark, the aforementioned. She finds a good target there on 50. That's Bowden. She had a really good start to the game. She goes back to a captain in Stark, throws it on the left boot. Contest forming, Akers is there. She has been absolutely everywhere in that back 50 for Mitcham today. Just throwing a fist in this time. She's been intercept marking, spoiling, ground balls. It's been everything. She get another ball up. Lugaway Allen wins the hit out. And we have a free kick to Coldstream. Feels like a little bit of deja vu with that Mitcham one from the previous quarter. Picked out of the contest, and this time is that Moat Glider that's got the ball in hand?
Shelton it might be.
It is Shelton.
Correct. So she chips a good ball, and Coldstream will take a mark this time through Marlee Rule, about 15 metres out. She wants to play on pretty quickly here. Ooh, it's come off the side there to the left, and that one will head out of bounds, and a free kick to Mitcham.
Yeah, sort of rushed that. She had more time than she anticipated.
She never quite looked certain of that one, did she?
So it'll be Akers, the brick wall of Akers to bring it back into play in search of our captain, Rascoli. The pair work it out on the outer wing side. It was a good mark. She goes down the line. It's all Coldstream at the fall. And the intercept lands with one of the defenders there. She just pops them inside 50. It's a shallow entry. There's Shelton at ground level. Can't quite track it down. She'll go again. Akers again just hacks it out of there once more. Leading the foot race here is Clawson. She has Moat Glider for company, just puts it into space for her to hunt this one down. It sits up well. Akers confronts her and lays a brilliant tackle again. Setting the tone in this last quarter as we see Clawson just jog off with a strain, and it invites Mitcham to go down the line with the outnumber. Getting to work here was Moat. She's got number 23, Tajero, in support. A good tackle laid there.
I have to ask the question, are there two Nicole Akers out there? Because she is everywhere at the moment.
We've got X Factor written down on our sheet under her name. For good reason, as Rascoli wins the clearance again. The bounce was kind for her teammate, and then it's put into the path of Murphy, who can hunt this one down. If it sits up, she's in business. Doesn't quite, and working back well with Smith for the moment. Saves the day there as Rogers.
Boundary.
Head down to Kate.
Number 6, Clausen for Coldstream. Left hip, she's just getting assessed by the trainer.
Thanks for that, Kate. As we head back to the action, there's a huge opportunity there for Kyla Murphy. She just overran that one. And, you know, it's hard to see if Mitcham will get a better chance than that. So Rucks go at it again. Coldstream get the clearance this time. Bartlett's there for Coldstream, as is Stark. She's really starting to find the footy in this last quarter is Stark. She just hunts it, but it's Mitcham who get it out of the clearance. But only as far as Bartlett, who again lays the tackle. And we'll have another ball up. So many contests in this game. Lugaway Allen gets it down towards Stark. She can't pick it up. It's taken in there by Street. And still bobbling around. No whistle. Comes out to Stark. Finds a little bit of space. Heads to Bowden. Bowden goes for the man, and then I think we're going to have a free kick.
It's high on our friend Akers.
Akers. The everywhere person at the moment. She just flicks a handball back. She looks pretty hurt. It's a big kick up. It's Stark's underneath this one. She can't take the mark. That's going to invite some pressure. Moat Glider tries to burst through. Stark throws it on the boot, and Aker again with the intercept mark, who has quite literally been everywhere. She finds a beautiful kick there, and Roscioli can't mark. Few nerves poking in as they see what's ahead of them. Fairbairn can't take the mark out there in the long sleeves. Coldstream try to get clear, and it's a huge tackle holding the ball. And you felt that one could have gone either way as well. A huge free kick there to Mitcham. That's Frost, I think, that has the ball over on the wing. Finds Holloway, her teammate, who kicked a spectacular goal in that third quarter.
She's got both the Mitcham majors alongside her name. She goes in search of a one-on-one. Moat Glider did well to pressure, and there's been an incorrect disposal. Free kick going the way of Mitcham forward here. Surveys are seen ahead. Fairbairn offers a short lead. It's kicked over her head, and Streets tracking it at ground level again. There was Moat. Street will just dive on top of this one and lock it up for another stoppage, with Mitcham kicking to the left of screen. Another goal here might just put this game out of reach for the Cougars. Rascoli and Stark, the two captains, battle outside the stoppage there. Then Rascoli turns tackler, wrapping up Payne, and we'll have another whistle just outside the arc there.
It's another ball up. Lugaway Allen taps it down to Street, who's heavily tackled there inside 50. We'll have another ball up down there towards the netball courts. Lugaway Allen again. Murphy's there for Mitcham, as is Bartlett for Coldstream. And still no one can collect it. You do feel that if Mitcham were to kick the next goal, it might be out of reach for Coldstream. With just the 2 goals to each team, and a nice intercept mark taken by the Pradines, but she's chased down, and that'll be holding the ball. Fantastic chase down tackle there from Coldstream. That was Pickard this time. That was huge.
Bruin it might have been.
Could have been Bruin as well. There's another tackles laid in the centre of the ground by Mitcham. Holloway's there. And we'll have another ball up.
Just soldier up the river there, I think. I was pointing to the wrong name.
No worries. No worries at all as Jory Wright competes, but Lugaway Allen wins the tap out again. Stark's at ground level. She's well shepherded by Moat Glider. Throws it on that trusty left boot. A contest forming in the middle. Bruin's there, the one that potentially laid that tackle, as is the Pradines, who was the tacklee. Bartlett goes off the ground inside 50. They've got a one out here. This is McIlrath. She overruns it though. Mitcham will have time. She ends up picking it up. And she's got a free kick. It's a high free kick to Coldstream. McIlrath will take the kick. Around 20 metres out from the Coldstream goal. This is huge.
She's got 12 to her name.
Throws it on the boot. It's a funny looking kick. It goes across the face. No score.
Can't add to that today.
Just that wet ball, a bit of tired legs, I reckon, wasn't able to make the distance. And it's, in the end, I think it's going to be a ball up, which is probably an okay result for Coldstream, all things considered. They'll get another opportunity here with a 50-50 ball. Lugaway Allen wins the hit out. She started to really get on top in this ruck battle. Bowden gets the kick. I think if it just rolls out of play, Mitcham might get the kick. And it will be brought back into play. I'm not sure who's got the ball, but she just goes long up the line. She's got Brown, and a great intercept there by Moat Glider.
Worked into the game well. So we just saw Sophie Stark come off for her last breather today as we tick past the halfway point in this last term. Down the line again, that might just trickle over the wrong side of the paint. And there'll be a free kick lasso rule going the way of the Tigers in the form of Catherine Roscoli.
Just a quick time check. It's 11 minutes gone in this final term. It's 2 goals straight 12 to 2 goals 3-15.
So there was Duke trying to tap it to her own advantage. Bartlett dives on top of this one. The umpire circles and then feel like at the last moment changed his mind and will instead ball it up. So Lugaway Allen again, just fists it forward. The clearance not yet clear as Moat Glider again dives on top of the footy. So another ball up here through the hands of Bowden. Clawson, or Moat Glider rather, will pick it up and then diving straight into her back there. That was clear. Roscoli. She's been on the wrong end of a couple of umpiring decisions today. Tajero wins out here. She can pop this one to centre half forward. The big fist came from Akers again. And wrapping up another stoppage. So if we're doing votes, I think Akers is well and truly on top.
Been a huge performance from her today as Mitcham lead by 3 points in this final quarter. Just 8 minutes to go. The Coldstream player wins out there in Bartlett. She throws it on the left boot. Tracking it is Braun. She's going to try to pick it up here, but she's well tackled by the Mitcham player. But a free kick's been given. It was high. The tackle was high. And the umpire signals the free kick. I think this might be just outside the range for Braun. She's another player that's had a fantastic season for Coldstream. She laid that huge tackle as Mitcham looked to propel forward. She comes in. It's a pretty good looking kick. Oh, she's hit the post. That is astonishing.
Yeah, gentlemen, we have a 2-point game.
We do have a 2-point game.
There's been a push in the back free.
Well, sorry, 3-point game. I can't count.
So pushing the back against Street. Just trying to shepherd that one through. Hit the goalpost anyway, so Brown again. Marks in the same spot.
Take two.
She'll have a second crack at it. Chance to put the Cougars in front. She can correct what she did wrong at her last opportunity. This one, lower trajectory ball. And Kate, have another go. Score.
We have a 2-point game.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, Trent.
And it was probably just slightly further out, that one for Brian, and she couldn't quite make the distance. She tried to put a bit of extra mustard on it, and it hooked to the left. As Akers will bring us back in. That booming right foot kick, but you can't find a target. It's again intercepted.
Bruin again.
It was Bruin again. That's huge from her. She heads centrally, and she's found a target, I think. Oh, it's off hands. Spills to the ground. 11, Murphy there. Akers, the interceptor, as usual, gets a clearing kick. And there's about 5 or 6 players going after this one. Huge contest there.
Kicking in danger, free kick.
Kicking in danger, free kick. And this one going in the direction. That might be Squillis. Looks for Holloway, a short ball. Finds her. They can just slow it down here. As I see Akers limping off, but she's going to go for an uncontested mark here. As Mitcham just looked to take a little bit of time off the clock. There's 5 minutes to go. Coldstream, 2 goals, 1-13. Play Mitcham, 2 goals, 3-15. Bruin again in there in the contest. She can't take the mark this time, though. Here's Bowden, throws it on the left. Just trying to take some territory, but there's a Mitcham player there. Here's Clausen for Coldstream. Heads in towards her captain in Stark. Paddling it forward. Holloway hacks it. There's a mark taken by Lugaway Allen. She plays on. Just heads towards 50. Depredeens, Bruin. Depredeens again. There's body on body. Here's Akers. And she gets the clearing kick. And Mitcham can breathe. Here's Bowden. We'll have another ball up. I think the umpires let it play on. Lugaway Allen over it. Stark. Coldstream looking to go forward. We'll head down to Kate.
Number 33, Coldstream off, just with a bump to the nose.
It's been quite a lot of collision injuries in this one. It's been hotly contested. A free kick's been paid to Mitcham. And the target has been found. 4 minutes remaining in this game, and Mitcham lead by 2 points. Looks up the line, looks for Fairbairn and finds her. So Georgia Fairbairn, she's come up the ground to get involved, just to take a little bit of the sting out of this one.
Oh, it's
her kick
ball.
is beautiful, and they play on fast. Maybe they didn't need to do that. As they try to put another goal on here. Murphy's there for Mitcham, and a free kick has been found. This time going in the direction, I think, of Rebecca Heppel.
That was a high tackle.
A high tackle on Rebecca Heppel, and she will line up from 15 metres out, directly in front. And this goal would shatter the hopes and dreams for Coldstream. She kicks it. It's looking a bit skinny. Can't be marked. I think that was Fairbairn underneath it. In fact, it was Dwyer. It couldn't take the mark, and we'll have a ball up. It's tapped down, and we'll have a secondary ball up.
What's at the right end if you're a fan of the Tigers here. Just about shut up shop here. Fairbairn doing her work in the ruck here. Took a critical mark down the line there. Coldstream will get a chance to clear here. Although standing at the fore was Mitcham. Browen soccers off the deck. Squillis on the pickup, it might have been. Was met solidly front on. Diving into her back there as Jeffrey tried to pick it up off the deck. Ross Scully in and under again, has not taken a backward step today.
Coldstream have 2 minutes remaining to get this deficit back in their favour.
My heart's racing, guys.
Kate is a nervous wreck down on the boundary. The two rucks go at it once more inside Mitcham's forward 50. Coldstream are going to have to do a lot to win this. Ruscaioli lays a tackle on Bowden. She tries to burst through. Nothing doing from the umpire. And another ball up, and Mitcham will be pretty happy just to wipe a bit of time off the clock. Jory Wright gets it down. Holloway's there, as is Ruscaioli. Stark's there for Coldstream. It's all the guns getting around the ball. And another ball up. Something's got to give here.
Minute and a half.
Minute and a half to go. Lugaway Allen, Jory Wright. Jory Wright lays the tackle on Lugaway Allen. Stark's got it. And another ball up. Coldstream just need to find an inch of space here. There's Lugaway Allen, gets a nice little tap out, but it's only as far as Holloway. She throws it on the boot. Moat Gliders lurking on the outside of the pack. Clausen's in there, as is Duke. Duke's wrestling in there. She's doing a really good job. And another ball up. Only 53 seconds remaining. As Jory Wright gets the tap down, this time to Jeffrey. And another ball up. Trent, take us away.
So Mitcham, centre half forward. 2 rucks. Battle for just about the last time. Or the exit kick. Just about missed the boot of Rogers. And it lands with Moat Glider on the ground. We'll have another stoppage. Getting desperate now for Coldstream. The ruckman, Lagaway Allen. They just try and soccer it forward any way they can. You can hear the crowd getting a bit restless. Holding the ball, free kick will go the way of Mitcham.
Huge.
And they can just about celebrate here. Siren will sound. The Tigers prevail by 2. And they're off to the big dance.
Coldstream got them last year in an elimination final, and this time redemption for the Tigers. They run out winners by 2 points, and it's jubilation here at H.E Parker for the Mitcham Tigers. And you've got to feel, Trent, for the Coldstream players, they gave it absolutely everything today.
Yeah, they can certainly hold their heads high. They put up such a good fight.
Boundary, I've just got Ben here.
As we head down the Cape boundary side.
Got you there, Ben?
Yes, you do, yep.
Mate, that was an unbelievable game. You've got to be pretty proud of the girls after that one.
Yeah, pretty proud. They fought right to the end. Obviously a low-scoring game, high-pressure stakes. Yeah, just pity we couldn't get the job done today.
In the end, it was probably that third quarter that got you. What do you think that you possibly could have done differently in that one just to arrest a bit of the momentum?
Probably a couple of the goals that we got scored against us was silly sort of goals, really. Like, could have really rushed the ball through the goals and stopped that. But yeah, that's footy though, isn't it?
Ben, it's still pretty raw. We'll let you go and console your team.
Thank you, mate. Yep.
Well done on the year.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks there to Ben, the coach of Coldstream. A really tough one for them. It was a hotly contested ball all day, and it was Mitcham who came out on top. Fantastic for them, and heartbreak for the Coldstream players. As the Mitcham players just let out a cheer. And Trent?
I'm just going to grab Jess for you, so give me a few minutes. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. We're going to have a word with the Mitcham coach, who I imagine is astounded after that one, Trent.
Jess, have we got you there?
Yeah, hey guys, I'm here.
Awesome. Has it sunk in yet? Congratulations.
Not at all, thank you.
What do you think was pivotal in that? We mentioned Holloway there with the 2 majors. How good was she?
Oh, she was incredible. She stood up for us all season. So for her to be able to do that again today, we just couldn't be prouder of her.
Yeah, Jess, was that pretty smooth sailing for you today? There are a few moments there where I just about thought you were gone. How was it in the coach's box?
Yeah, smooth's definitely not the word I'd be using. They fought it out. We started a bit slower than we would have liked, but they did. They fought for 4 quarters, and that second half they came out of the blocks and they were ready to bring it.
How proud of you are you of this team? Obviously, you spent a lot of time on top of the ladder, and you had a bit of heartbreak there at the end of the season, going down to the Mustangs, which put you to 3rd, and it put you in a pretty precarious position. How happy are you that the team was able to bounce back today?
Oh, I'm so proud of them. They've worked so hard to get to where we are, and they set the goal at the start of the season that they wanted to make it all the way, and we're one step off that. So couldn't be prouder of the girls, and we're looking forward to next week.
There was obviously some huge performances there from all your players. Can you single anyone out for the best on ground?
Oh, I think Riley was pretty good through the midfield and up the forward, but Nick Akers down back line as well. She I think week after week she saves so many goals for us. So, you know, we'd be a bit stumped without her down there as well.
She was absolutely immense. And we'll let you go and enjoy your win. Thanks, Jess. Thanks for all your time today and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, guys.
What a game. What a game, Trent. Can I get, before we go, can I get your best player for the day?
No, I think Jess just about summed it up there. I think it has to go to Akers. We sort of joked about it on the call that there might have been two of her, but no, she was a brick wall. Sort of was the glue that held up that Mitcham backline, and they got peppered at stages there with Coldstream consecutive entries, but she stood tall and is probably the reason why they're victors today.
Absolutely, and it was a fantastic game. But that's all we have time for today in the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round. It was Mitcham who got the job done here, and we'll go through to a grand final against the Mooroolbark Mustangs. And we'll see you next time.